JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is full of stands with some of the most unique and of course bizarre abilities in all of manga. There is always at least one or two stands in every single part of JoJo that leave me just dumbfounded as to how anyone could even think of something like this. But as we all know, Hirohiko Araki, the creator of JoJo, is never lacking of elaborate and mind-bending stand abilities that keep us the readers thinking and questioning. I mean, it's been over 10 years since King Crimson was introduced to the series, and I still see people trying to explain his ability on a daily basis. But the stand we will be talking about today is from the 7th part of JoJo, Steel Ball Run, and is another one of my personal favorite stands, Sugar Mountain Spring.
Oh, to live on Sugar Mountain with the barkers and the colored balloons. You can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain, though you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon. You're leaving there too soon.
Okay, so before I explain what this stand actually does, let's go over who the stand user is, or rather lack thereof. It's a common misconception that the character Sugar Mountain is Sugar Mountain Spring's stand user, and for a good reason considering the name. But Sugar Mountain is actually the guardian that watches over the stand, and the stand user is the large tree that Sugar Mountain lives in. So this situation is similar to Superfly because they are both stands that are bound to objects, but unlike Superfly, Sugar Mountain Spring does not and never did have a human stand user, and it is bound to the same object that manifested the stand, being the tree. So throughout the ages, Sugar Mountain Spring has taken on many guardians who all bear the name Sugar Mountain, making it more of a title rather than the character's name. But with the Sugar Mountain that we are introduced to, she appears as a young teenage girl, but in reality she is actually 66 years old, and she has spent the better half of those years held captive by the stand as its guardian, which caused her physical appearance to stay the same since she first became the stand's guardian. She passes her time role-playing with dolls as if she was still a normal young girl, but she seems to have impaired eyesight, as Johnny deduces that she was using a cane from the tracks in the snow. But Sugar Mountain is still fully aware of her past and her role as the guardian of the tree without any doubts. So now that we looked at the stand user and the stand guardian, we can talk about what the stand actually does. Sugar Mountain Spring affects two areas, the tree itself and the spring near the tree. The stand activates when a person drops an object into the spring. After that, the guardian Sugar Mountain will offer the person who dropped the object an improved version of that same object inside the tree, which comes out of a crate. So for example, if a character dropped an iron axe into the spring, the guardian Sugar Mountain would offer that person a golden axe. So when offered an improved object, if the person lies and says that they dropped it, the tree will cut out the person's tongue along with their innards, killing them as punishment for greed. But if the person tells the truth, the tree will reward them for their honesty and let them keep the improved object as well as the original. However, you must use the improved object in a buy, sell, or exchange transaction before sundown. If the person fails to do so, then they will become a fruit of the tree and placed in line to become the new guardian. When you are in this state of a fruit, you do not die or age. So once anyone is placed in line and turned into a fruit person, the first person in line will emerge from the tree and be released, and everyone else will move up a spot. When you take the form of a fruit, a part of you, mainly your face, will take the form of a stone or wooden version of yourself and become part of the tree. So as you could imagine, it could take quite a long time for you to emerge from the tree. For example, if you were the last person in line, what you would have to do is you would have to wait for several people to come to the location of the spring, which is in essentially the middle of the woods, and then that person would have to be honest and then take an object and then not buy, sell, or exchange that object before sundown, and then they would become part of the tree as well, and then you would get moved up one spot, assuming that the person dropped something in the spring when they were there. So the process of emerging from Sugar Mountain Springs could take hundreds, if not thousands of years. Sugar Mountain Spring does have stand stats, but they're almost identical to other stands of this nature, and it is an E in every single category except durability, and durability is of course an A. Which, I mean, the stand does have destructive power, granted if the person takes the object, because it rips their throat out and everything, so I guess that could be maybe like a B or an A in destructive power. So that is pretty much everything there is to the stand Sugar Mountain Springs. It is seriously a very very, very bizarre stand. And when doing more research about this stand, I found that its ability is actually based off the story The Golden Axe, a story taken from a collection of fables credited to Aesop, a slave and storyteller believed to live in ancient Greece. And I really don't know what it is about this stand that justifies why it's one of my favorites. I guess it's just the bizarre nature of the stand, and also the fact that the stand pretty much is nature. It's also totally unique that there is sort of a middleman in order for the stand to function properly, and that of course being Sugar Mountain. Just a regular person, not even a stand user or anything, guiding people through the stand's ability in a sense. It reminds me a lot of an arbiter from the series Death Parade, how the people's actions are out of your control and your only job is to sort of be a host and walk the people through the game. But anyway, that is the stand Sugar Mountain Spring explained. It's a bizarre stand and it's one of my favorites. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if I fought your boredom, and also subscribe for more JoJo videos. And leave a comment on what stand you want me to explain next. I hope you enjoyed.
How are we hanging? The guitar souls are singing as we dance in the night. Remember how the stars of the night away.